Hey guys, Joe1Extron here, and today we're taking a look at some of my vintage Batman collection. Most of you guys that have been following me for a while know that I'm a big fan of the Tim Burton, Michael Keaton Batman film, so after Batman Returns, it kind of went downhill in my opinion. It got a little too cartoony for me, so I like the dark feel that Tim Burton actually provides, and also Michael Keaton was a perfect Batman. Nothing against Christopher Nolan and, Christian Bale, I like their films, but as far as Batman goes, Michael Keaton is the ideal Batman. But I wanted to show off some of the figures here, mainly focusing on Batman Returns, but we'll kind of cover those. I am missing a couple, so I'll point those out. First one here being Claw Climber Batman. This was a Toys R Us exclusive or limited edition, as it says here on the box. And this is the Batman Returns, as you see. You can see the little artwork here, Batman there. This was considered a deluxe figure. And kind of looking at the back there, since we're not going to open any, you can kind of see what he was equipped with. He has some little rocket firing features here, some wings that moved, and he could actually go on a zip line, I guess, there. So, pretty cool little figure, but something that I wanted to show off side by side with this guy, if I can get them both in camera there, is you notice that this is from the Dark Knight collection, which was from the first Batman that it featured also Jack Nicholson. You can see that it's exactly the same, and it even says Batman Claw Climber. They just put Batman first instead of at the end. It still has the Crime Master Deluxe Edition, so they even have a little thing right there. He's actually going up the left side of the wall where he's going up the right side. The figure is exactly the same as well, so it's just a straight up, repackaging, and they added it with a new line. They called it the exact same name as well. So, kids, we were even smart back then. We were like, look, I already have this figure. So, fortunately enough, I'm able to have both of them just because I want to collect both lines. But I definitely wanted to show that, guys, to you. Just in case you're only wanting to collect one, whether it be Batman Returns or, the Dark Knight collection, then you don't have to buy both figures if you don't want to, because they're exactly the same thing. So take a look at this one, Polar Blast Batman. You see the Toys R Us thing, nice little picture of him. You can see him in his little Arctic gear, which I think looks pretty cool. We'll look at the side there. And basically here on the back, you kind of see what all you come with. Another little zip line features. His wings, they go up and down, and they kind of tilt all the way to the side. Really cool. I really like this one. I think all these are mint sealed box except for one from the Dark Knight collection. But again, I do want to show you a comparison with the Dark Knight collection, which this guy has a totally different name. Polar Blast Batman here, Batman Night Glider. Now, the artwork is different on the front of the package, but if you look here to the side, or on the back here, it doesn't feature on there, but you can definitely tell that everything is exactly the same. They even took the same pictures, it looks like, kind of just mimic that as well. Just because he's got the little zip line thing, the wings. I mean, it's exactly the same. Now, the figure is actually different. You can see that he's got that nice kind of tigerish looking Arctic gear, where this one's kind of that metallic looking blue. So I do think that this is worth getting still, just because that blue looks really nice on him. And I don't know how well it'll show up, but you can kind of see that. Very cool looking. And we'll go ahead and look at this guy a little bit closer too, so you can see him. So very, very nice packaging. Do like the figure. And we'll get focus back in here. Alright, so this is the Blast Shield Batman from the Dark Knight collection. This is one of the ones that I'm missing for the Batman Returns collection, and they actually called it Bola Strike. It's exactly the same thing. The figure is exactly the same thing. This is actually one that I opened up. So, we'll just go ahead and open it up all the way, because I used him in a previous review. But you can see that he comes with this little shield here, these two little rocket firing things with a string attached around it. Here on the back, you can see like all the little things that he can equip with, and how it kind of works is when you shoot it, it's supposed to go the sides around a character and capture them, whatever. But this is basically what your Batman figures look like back then. You can see that you got this nice little soft cape. I much prefer this over a hard plastic. The head rotates, the cape kind of goes with it. The arms, they go up and down. Oh, there, if you can see that. Legs go back and forth, and that is your articulation, which is plenty back then whenever we were kids. I mean, I just love this. I mean, you have the fists in the right way with where they're in a fist punching mode, or the legs. You know, he could stand just fine. Doesn't really need a. Let's see that. There we go. Doesn't really need a stand. Just a really cool looking figure, and I like all the detail. I don't know how well it's showing up on the camera, but that's kind of like this nice metallic looking gray. So, very cool figure. Alright, some of the other ones that were considered deluxes back then. Now, these were not Toys R Us exclusives, but this was Fireball Batman, and he had the, it says 8 electronic weapon sounds. So, never opened it up or tried it or anything like that. It says replacement batteries included. Probably would need those. I don't know if they'd work still. But there's a little look at the sign. And there's a little look at what everything that he comes with, some of the other things that come in the line. And you had one more that was like that had the electronics. This guy's really cool looking. The Rocket Blast Batman. He has the laser weapon and blast off sounds. So basically his little cape can extend, and you kind of get a little nice look at him there. It's got some nice red detail. Very cool looking. There's a look there. And you can kind of see how everything works here. If we can bring that in for you. So you put the little backpack on, and just like he did in the movie where he has his arms down, so you're going to have a lot more articulation in this particular figure than what you would in some of the other ones. So this one's a little bit more, I don't want to say rare, but a little bit more uncommon figure than some of the other Batmans, because he just has a little bit more articulation. There we go. Couldn't get that thing to focus. Alright, now getting into the regular carded figures. This is the Air Attack Batman, and this was probably one of my favorite ones when I was a kid, so just because he came with little goggles, and I didn't ever have the Batwing, so this kind of served as my Batwing, I guess you could say. I had an imagination, and I also liked the deco of the figure as well, and it kind of matched with his outfit. And some of the other things that come in the line. And this was a really good one that you really got your bang for buck with this. This is Deep Dive Batman. And you can see that he came with like his little, snorkeling suit. He also came with these little fins that he could attach to his ankles. Came with this like little submarine or boat little thing. And he also came with a torpedo that he could shoot off. So, really cool figure. And he also comes with some nice details. You can kind of see here. The side, so they didn't just paint him yellow, they added all this kind of cool little stuff around him. And there's a little look at the back, some of the things that he came with. Next one we're going to look at is Power Wing Batman. This one, he was alright. I always liked the stuff that you could attach to the body, but all he came with is this thing that looks like it's something out of Spider-Man, Green Goblin would use. He also has a little hook that does actually launch. So, we didn't have to worry about non-launching things back then, but there's another look at some of the things on the back. And then this card is beat up. I'm going to have to end up replacing this one. THUNDERWHIP Batman, basically his articulation is a little bit different in this particular figure as well, just because you attach this whip and and you put this in his other hand for a shield. I believe that if you squeeze his legs together, that it will like move around his whip, or he'll sling it around or something like that. So, cool little figure. And he's a black here, like you actually see in the show, and not some like weird random color. So that's why he's kind of neat. Alright, Laser Batman. This one is very unique. As we've seen so far, there has been a couple that have a little bit of different articulation, but all of them have been smooth. With this guy, you can see that he's got this, I don't know, like kind of like little different texture to him, where it's like almost armored up. But this is Laser Batman. This just clips onto the back of his waist there, and he has a little rocket launcher. So, really cool figure, and this was one that I think is probably one of the most unique ones, just because of the actual Batman figure is a completely different, design or texture. Alright, just got a few more left here. This is Arctic Batman, and very cool little figure. I do like the stuff that you can actually put on the Batman figure. And this is one of the ones that doesn't really come with all those nice details. You can see that it's just the white with the black here and, a little bit of the gold there. But, no little extra details or accents on the figure. You can put this on them. And then you also had this thing that can launch this missile or whatever you want to call that thing. But it could also fill up with water because this is soft and squirt water as well. So, cool little figure. And there is the back. And the other two that I am missing in Series 1, there's two. I'm missing Bruce Wayne, which you could actually put his Batman outfit on. And Crime Attack Batman. Oh, and the third one, Sky Winch Batman. So those are three that I do not have. But this is Arrow Strike Batman. And you kind of start to see, this is towards the end of the first series. And you kind of see that they're reusing things that we've already seen before. So here we have the Arctic Batman, to where he had the little suit here. This guy on Arrow Strike, he has the suit. And on this little weapon right here, I believe that is used for Sky Winch Batman that I do not have anymore. So this guy was a reuse of two different accessories from this Batman series. Then we get into Series 2, and you kind of notice that they changed up the costume here a little bit, and looks nice with this guy. It's definitely quite a bit different, but you can see that they are reusing something else again from Arctic Batman with the little squirter and the missile launcher there. So kind of towards the end of Series 1, and also whenever they got into Series 2, they started, getting a little bit cheap on us, to where we got an extra piece here, but you're still going to charge the same amount of money and we get less accessories. And taking a look at this guy, this is Jungle Tracker Batman. Again, cool design, really looks nice. This is kind of the same assembly as Laser Batman. If you can see that, it's exactly the same with the bottom pieces, the middle. The only thing that is different is they took away the little radar dish there. You still get the missile, and they just added like this little shield here. So a lot of reuses, but you did not get the nice texture like you did on Laser Batman. And lastly, you get Night Climber Batman, and again, nice little design here. It's different from all the rest of them. This little accessory here, I don't think that has been used before, but then again, it might have been for Crime Attack. I'd have to take a look at it, but that is pretty much my vintage Batman collection, guys. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys later.